Okay. So how to clean up your vibration. So for those of you who don't know, also, I am a massive, massive Abraham Hicks fan. Went to see them last August, and I incorporate all of their teachings into my workshops, into all of the training that I do. I also have been discovered by Rumi Quotes and have written lots of blogs, Abraham Hicks inspired blogs, which have been published by Rumi Quotes. And they are also on my website. So a lot of my teachings come from Abraham Hicks. And you know, when I started listening to Abraham Hicks, and even sometimes still, it really depends. Some of the stuff they say when you're starting off as a newbie on your spiritual journey and you're listening to Abraham Hicks, sometimes, or Esther, deciphering or channeling Abraham Hicks, not that she likes to call it that, but however, some of the stuff can be quite hard to decipher. And I used to say to my husband, well, I wish they'd just spit out what they're trying to say. So what I try to do is I try to put it into more simplistic terms so that everybody can understand it. And I'm not saying that everybody can't understand Abraham, but I just know that sometimes that I've had that difficulty in the past with trying to decipher what exactly it is they're trying to say. Because it is difficult. It's different to our human language. I know Esther is saying it, but it's still the words that they use. A lot of people don't understand what the vortex is. A lot of people don't understand what the high-flying disc is. You know, and I get messages all the time asking me, well, what the heck are they on about? And so I explain. So my mission is to continue to spread their words, but also to try to put it into more simplistic terms. Missy's in the house. Missy Long Hollowell. Hello, how are you? Is your husband in the house? Paul, I am live now. Stop messing with the people's heads. Bridget Booby's in the house. And Jill says she's going to Abraham Hicks in June and she signed up. Okay, wonderful, Jill. If you have the opportunity to go and see Abraham Hicks, go take it. Esther is getting on in years. Go and take the opportunity. So how to clean up your vibration from unhealthy thoughts. So for those of you who know, step one is you ask. You ask for something. You are asking and asking, I want this, I want that. Step two, source answers. So that is not your work. Step two, source answers. So you need to get out of your own way. You need to take the path of least resistance. You need to step back. You need to chill out, and source is answering and putting everything together on the etheric realm. Step three, you line up with your desires so that you let the answer in. So you line up. How do you do that? You don't contradict your thought with self-limiting beliefs over what you can and can't manifest into your life. Whether it's a material item, a holiday, a partner, whatever it might be, you get out of your own way and you line up with that vibration. And you don't contradict yourself with negative thoughts. And you believe. You have to believe. It's called the act of faith. Act of faith or act of faith. Believe that the universe has your back, that things will work out for you. Things are always working out for us. And, you know, things always work out. Okay, so step one, you ask. Step two, source answers. Step three is you line up so you let the answer in. Step four is you get really good at it. And step five is you're back in step one. But you're not mad at yourself because you understand the value of contrast. So I would hope at this stage, for all of you a little bit further along on your spiritual journey, you have learned to embrace the contrast. So the contrast, what contrast means is the struggles and strains and difficulties that we run into in life, the bad or so-called bad things that happen to us, whether it's an argument with a loved one or an accident or an illness or an argument with somebody, whatever it might be, that's contrast. That's what we call contrast, okay? So you have to learn to embrace contrast. And the reason that you have to learn to embrace contrast is because contrast is not going anywhere. And contrast is your friend, because when you have contrast in your life, you get to put things into your vortex of what you do want, because you don't really want the contrast. So then you're sending off all these rockets of things that you do actually want, and you're fine-tuning them at the same time. So contrast, therefore, is a really good thing. Cindy Christina says, sometimes you have to watch Abraham twice to understand. Ali does a wonderful job bringing this to words we can understand. Thank you, Cindy. Kimberly says, you're very funny, Paul. And Kathy says, perfect. Perfecto. Paul says he tries to be funny. Yes, he does like to try and be funny. Hello, Cheryl. How are you? And Hanif is in the house. Welcome. Okay, so step 1, you ask. Step 2, source answers. Step 3, you line up with it, so you let the answer in. Step 4, you get really good at it. And step number 5, you're back in step number 1, but you're not mad at yourself because you understand the value of contrast. So this is the whole process. This is the whole process. Okay. But, so I have a clarification that has come from Abraham on contrast, and that is about other people giving you contrast. Newsflash. Other people don't give you contrast. You ask for it from them. Don't think a lot of you are going to like that one, but it's true. People don't give you the contrast. There is no assertion. You attract the contrast from them for your purposes by giving your attention to it. Every question is one that you ask. No one asserts it into your experience. So you are the one vibrating those thoughts to bring that contrast to you. Because if it wasn't on your radar, if it wasn't on your vibration, it wouldn't be coming into your experience. Hello, Teresa, how are you? And Anif says, yoo-hoo, I'm here. Paul says, lad, this is recorded. I will use the contrast next time I'm in trouble with the boss. Alrighty, babe. Cindy says, if you're having difficulties and need some guidance, Ali is the one to help you. Contact her for a one-to-one. Helped me to get back on track. I'm so happy to hear that, Cindy. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for that recommendation. Namaste, my babe. Jill says, you allow it by your energy you put out. Yes, your vibration that you put out. Yes, and your energy. Bug is with us and Rachel is with us. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy International Women's Day to you all. Okay, so the premise is when people do things to me that I have to adjust to. So when you say things like, people do things to me and I have to adjust to them, the premise that that's the case is flawed. It's flawed. Because nobody ever does anything to you. You never attract something that you are not in vibrational alignment with. So I was listening to Abraham today and there was an example of this where they were talking about, somebody was saying, you know, I was so happy, blah, 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 blah. And, you know, sometimes I feel annoyed because I don't want to be around these negative people, for example, or something like that. And Abraham was saying, but she was saying, but I don't get annoyed that easily and it wasn't in my vibration. But they were obviously annoyed about something else. It was another example was traffic. If you get annoyed because, and a perfect example is my husband over there, move out of the way, get out of the way. Why are you driving like a lunatic? You know, why those people are acting like that and you're getting annoyed is because you've already got something else that's going on in your vibration that you're annoyed about. So that would be a good example of it. Sorry, honey. Okay. So nobody does anything to you. You never, ever attract something that you are not in vibrational alignment with. So who needs to do the adjusting? You or the other person? You, of course. You get what you think about whether you want it or not. Hocus, focus. Hocus, pocus, focus. You know, focus only on what you want. Only on what you want. What you give your attention to is active in your vibration. So if it's something that happened 5 hours ago and you haven't cleaned it up, it's still active in your vibration. So if you got up out of bed this morning in a grump or because you had an argument with somebody the day before, it's still active in your vibration because you haven't cleaned it up if you've gone back to thinking about it when you woke up. Okay, so what you give your attention to is active in your vibration. Why do you give your attention to so many things that you don't want? Why do you not feel worthy of good things coming to you? In other words, why would you focus on the bad things in your life? The more you focus on things, the more you're going to keep attracting those things into your life. Don't forget the 17-second rule. You think a thought for 17 seconds. After 17 seconds happens, law of attraction states that another thought like it will join it. And if you think about that for another 17 seconds, another thought like that will join it until you reach 68 seconds, where then the universe is conspiring to bring everything together on the etheric realm and in the vortex and in the universe, to bring circumstances, places and things to get that thing moving, the thing that you've been thinking about for 68 seconds. So watch your thoughts. Watch your thoughts. Most humans believe more in action than they do in vibration. Most people have habitual thoughts, and the habitual thoughts keep bringing habitual results. And they say, well, this and this and this are going well in my life, but this is not. So what you have to do is check yourself and check your thoughts around that subject. Hi, Laura, how are you? So some things you find more resonance with source when you think about them. So some things you feel more comfortable with, some things you feel more resonant with source when you think about them, and some things you feel less resonance with source. It's a good thing to have some things that you are less resonant with, because it makes you want more resonance with source, and it causes you to more finely tune your thinking in order to get what you want. So a little bit like what I was talking about there with the contrast, you know, to embrace it, because once you know what you don't want, you know what you do want. In this case, if you're feeling your emotional guidance system, you're not feeling it the same way as source is, you know that it's off again, and so you can fine-tune yourself back into alignment. When talking about willpower, however, Abraham does not think that it is a good thing, because it is working in a harder way. Because when you are trying to control your thoughts, I'm not going to think about that thing I've been thinking about. I'm not going to think about that thing I'm going to be thinking about. I'm not going to think about that thing I've been thinking about. It's really difficult. So what it does is it causes some confusion. So you have to know when to let things go. And the moment to let a subject go is when it does not feel good. Because if it does not feel good, it is not going to feel good by thinking about it any longer. So we always say, reach for a better feeling thought, think of other things, pivot, turn around, think of something else, go distract yourself, think a happier thought, go out into nature. Anything you can do to move your thought away by thinking of something else. Okay, so I hope all that makes sense to everybody. So when you think about something you don't want, it does not turn into something that you do want. So what is the answer? How do you sort it out? How do you use your logic, and how do you become clear on something? Well, you focus on many of the other things that are going well in your life. And you feel the appreciation and love and adoration of source. And you notice all the times you are in the receiving mode. And you notice all the times that the universe yields to you. And you get into this appreciative feeling of thankfulness, where the things that are going well are just resonant in your vibration, and you don't focus on the one thing that isn't working, because it is already in the vortex and it is working. You're just not letting it work for you because you've got habits of thought that don't let it work for you. So just let it go. Let it go as far as it can. Not be something that's active in your mind, while you continue to let your vibration raise higher and higher on other subjects. And then every now and again, the universe will deliver to you at perfect timing, divine timing, when it is known that you are in the receptive mode, a thought about the thing that you formerly thought in a negative way about, and you will have a positive realization about it. It's called bridging beliefs. So in other words, you have all these subjects that you feel good about, and you think about them mostly. unless you're a human who believes that that is bothering you the most is the one that needs most of your attention. So now that you're aware of that, you're not going to give most of your attention to the thing that's bothering you. And because you're not giving your attention to it, your vibration around it becomes less and less active, and therefore less a player in your experience. So it's very like, don't face reality. We came to create reality, not face reality. So it's taking your attention away from the stuff that's not going well in your life. And since it's less and less a player in your experience, the things that are players in your experience are causing your vibration to rise. But your inner being did not forget about that, because it's not just somewhere over there, it's in your vortex, and your inner being knows that you want it, and your inner being knows the path of least resistance to bring it to you, and knows when you are most likely to be ready for it. So at a time you are not expecting it, which means you won't have any negative vibration about it, your inner being will introduce you to some way through other people or through a thought that you receive the idea of that. And when you receive it, because you are now in a better feeling place and your vibration is higher, you will focus upon it in the now, and you will change it in the past. You will change the past. So now the vibration that used to vibrate that way now vibrates in a new way. It's not completely solved, but it is vibrating in a new way. Absolutely. Rachel says perfect sense. Kimberly says I walk the dog to clear. Excellent. Cindy says listen to music. Absolutely. Hanif says clear limiting beliefs. That's a must. Absolutely. Jem says greetings from Pakistan. I'm so glad I came across your video. I tend to get confused by certain explanations by Abraham. So thank you for making it more understandable. You have beautiful energy. Stay blessed. Thank you so much, Jean. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. And namaste to you. Martin's in the house. Henny says music works for me, especially in the car, dancing in the car. Perfect. And Cindy says me too, Hanif. Joe's in the house. G'day, g'day, love. James says, oh yes, music helps me a lot in raising my vibrational frequency. Absolutely, absolutely. I'm going to actually have a special guest on one of my live videos very soon who has written a lot of law of attraction, positivity music. So looking forward to having him as a guest on one of my lives. And I will be doing that most likely on my public page, which is this page. I do have a private group, Ali O's Vibe Tribe. It's a €10 subscription per month where I do go live exclusively doing videos like this, but these will not be available to be shared out into my public page or anywhere else. It's a €10 subscription per month. It started at the beginning of March, and I will be having guests appear in that group with me exclusively as well. So if you wish to join that group, please do send me a PM. As I said, it's a €10 subscription per month. You can opt in or opt out on a monthly basis. There is no pressure from me whatsoever. I also have a free group. It is called Law of Attraction, Create Your Own Reality on Facebook. That's a free group. Over 1,000 beautiful members in that group as well. Also, I have another group who I co-join with my friend John Brough. And we set it up in memory of our friend David, who passed back to pure positive energy last year. The name of the group is Global Random Acts of Kindness, to tell people and show people how we can all be kinder to people in the world. And again, that is a beautiful family group. You're welcome to join. We welcome all beautiful, loving, positive souls in that group also. And Wendy Stevens, whose birthday it is today, is also an administrator in that group. Okay. Oh, Joe says she's just ducking in on morning tea break. Morning beauties. Morning, Joe, to you. And Paul says, Ali dislikes my music. Yes, I do. Absolutely. I turn it off, but it makes him feel good. You can feel good in a different room, baby. And he says, like a higher vibration. And Cindy says she loves my music. Thank you so much. It's just Tibetan bells. It's one of my favorites to do healings to. I downloaded so many because I'm a natural energy healer and I'm a Reiki practitioner. I downloaded lots and lots over the years of Reiki music, Tibetan bells, soothing, relaxing music, spa music. This is the album I came back to time and time again. It's the one that I find the most calming, the most beautiful. Just end up turning the other ones off. There is one other one I do like. It's Deepak Chopra's Sutras without the actual sutras, and that's available to purchase just as a music version. Paul likes heavy metal, Kimberly. Hello, Michelle Belen. How are you? Welcome here. Hello, Danielle Lopez. Paul says he's an old school rocker, and Cindy says I love Fleetwood Mac and Stevie Nicks. Just as hi, Bridget, and you're all saying hello to each other. Gary Newland is in the house. Hello, welcome. It is called Tibetan Bells. If anyone wants me, just screenshot the actual album and send it to them. Send me a message in Messenger later, because I'll just forget otherwise. And I can just send you a screenshot of what the music is. And you can just download it in iTunes, or what's your store called? The Google Store maybe, or wherever you get your music on an Android. Okay, so what I was talking about basically is really the distinction between step one. This is really about the distinction between step one, which is when you ask and you're usually out of whack. Step two, when source answers and you're usually not up to speed with what source is answering. And step three, when you're letting it in. But most people have this step one stuff that they just hammer about. They blog about it, they complain about it, they talk about it, they question about it, they try to do processes about it, and they keep it active right where it is. So that's step one. When you're doing step one, you moan about it, you blog about it, you question about it, you talk about it. And you keep it active right where it is. Okay, so why do you inflict such discomfort upon yourselves? What is the reason for that? The answer is always, I believe there is no gain without pain. That right there is another flawed premise. Of course there's gain without pain. It's absolute nonsense. It's the most ridiculous statement ever. I don't know who came up with it, but you know, there is, absolutely. And a lot of the work is vibrational. It is not action. So you gain so much more by vibrational work than you do by actionary work. I can't remember the amount it is. I read it somewhere. Something like 2-3 hours of vibrational work was worth more than 80 hours of action-oriented work, or something crazy like that. Don't quote me on that, but it's something crazy. Joelle's in the house. How are you, darling? I hope everything is okay with you. Okay, so many of you are making an art of step one, which is asking. You just keep going back to step one. Abraham has given us little reason to justify it by saying, well, you are clarifying it and you're clarifying it, but it is time to clean up your vibration. It is time to stop making excuses about negative emotion. It is time to focus upon the thoughts that feel good, period. The other stuff just comes to you. You don't have to go looking for trouble. It will find you by the residual vibration that you have got going on. You are taking your laziness or sloppy thought about a subject, and then you are justifying it by saying, isn't that step 5? That's different. That's looking for trouble and then defending the trouble by saying, well, that's part of the process. There is a big difference between that and working to clean up your vibration and feeling pretty good and then stumbling over it and realizing, oh, there's something there. When you don't go looking for it and it shows itself to you, that's a natural vibration that's coming on the heels of what your vibrational pattern is. But when you go looking for it, that is an entirely different thing. So you need to keep cleaning your vibration. You need to keep cleaning it. And I spoke about this the other day, so I'll just go over briefly a few things as well that you can do for anyone that hasn't seen my other video. As I said, it's still available on my timeline. You can just go into my videos on my timeline and it's there from, I think, probably about 3 or 4 days ago. Maybe Monday night I might have done a live on it. And you can go in and you can watch it. But if you don't have time, I'm gonna talk about how to clean up your vibration anyway, briefly again. aside from what I've already spoke about. Hi, Don Taylor. How are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Cheryl, send me a private message, please, and I can do that for you. Bridget Daughters, yes, you do need some serious cleaning, and you just laugh at me every time I tell you. Okay, so how to clean up your vibration. So when you're giving your attention to this thing that is bothering you, in doing so, you are training yourself into a vibration, into a place that matches this thing that is bothering you. So you're keeping yourself stuck in patterns. You don't mean to. You think you're exploring whatever's going on. You think you're debating it. You think you're evaluating it. But what you're really doing by your attention to anything is training yourself into a vibrational pattern about it. The law of attraction is complicit in that. When you give your attention to something, you are going to get stuff like it. You're always going to get other stuff like it. So it's easy to keep that ball rolling, whether it's something you want or whether it's something you don't want. Alma's in the house. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Paul says, scrub a dub dub. And Eric's here laughing at Paul. And Don says, thanks for asking. You're welcome. You're welcome. And Paul says, Bibu, I'm holding back the top comment, trying to escape. What do you mean? What's trying to escape got to do with it? Huh? Never mind, he says. Kimberly says, that's awful. What's awful? Did I miss something? Dana's in the house. Hello, you're welcome. And Cindy says, I have been doing yoga and deep meditation for 1 week every day, every morning, and it's been amazing too. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, so basically focus only on what you want. Anything that happens isn't what you think it's about. It's not about the other person. It's not about what's happening there. It's about a vibration you've got going on within you. And then when that person and that relationship demonstrates it to you in a more vivid way, it comes about as contrast. You need to reach for a thought that feels better, but not reaching for it in a lazy way, reaching for it in a determined way, trying to improve the way that you feel. Kimberly says, oh, I see, Kimberly, that one can get kind of spun and stuck at number one. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely it is. So, but like, people are using the excuse that they're just back at step 5, and isn't that part of the thing? But they haven't got out of their own way. They haven't brought themselves up to speed with their desires, and they haven't, taken the path of least resistance to let what they want in. But why are they doing it? Why? If it's something that they want, I know we're only human, but it's a slight, I don't want to use the word laziness on our parts as humans, but I guess that's really what it is. Or maybe a difficulty in knowing how to do it a little bit more. Okay. So I don't address any problems while I'm on lives, just so you guys know. I do not, because I'm doing a live here, and I do not address problems. So I won't be getting into any of that this evening or any other live. Okay. Anything that happens isn't about what you think it's about. You need to reach for a thought that feels better, but not reaching for it in a lazy way, reaching for it in a determined way. So be particular about what you give your attention to. As I said earlier, hocus pocus, focus. It's one of Abraham's sayings, and I actually wrote a blog on that, and it's on my website, www.expansivesoul.wordpress.com. Cindy says, yes, fear. Yes, sometimes it's fear, absolutely. And Kimberly says, I'm pretty good at getting out of my own way. Excellent. Donna's already been on before. I've already sent Donna messages, so she already knows. Okay, so limiting self-beliefs are another thing that holds you back. So it's a good idea to work on your limiting self-beliefs. Sort it out in the emotional world. Choose your thoughts based upon how they feel. Don't use the truth of what's going on as the criteria. Use the feeling of it as the criteria. Until you care about how you feel, you have no platform for improvement. So don't go there because it doesn't feel good. Whether something is true or not, don't go there. If it does not feel good, use your emotional guidance system. That's what it's there for. Your emotional guidance system tells you, I feel like crap. Why do you feel like crap? Because your source, your inner being, your soul does not agree with the thought that you are having about that certain circumstance or situation or person. That is why you feel like crap. So you need to care about how you feel. And you need to reach for a better feeling thought. You need to distract yourself or reach for a better feeling thought. Don't keep thinking the same thought over and over and over again. It's not doing you any favors. So instead, take a different subject and feel the relief of it. Juan says, love the feeling. Hello, Juan, welcome. So when you remove a thought completely from your mind, you will deactivate it from your vibration, and the law of attraction will now give you nothing that has anything to do with it, because you will not be offering a vibration about it. In other words, when you remove it from your thought, you remove it from your vibration. When you remove it from your point of attraction, and you remove it from your experience. And anything that shows up to do with it tells you that you haven't done that successfully. So when you give your attention to something, it's already vibrating. And as you give your attention to it, you activate that vibration within you. So now if it's just a fleeting thought, no activation happens. But if you give your attention to something, as I've already discussed, and as Abraham says continuously, for as little as 17 seconds, that is enough for the vibration to be activated within you, where your point of attraction starts to shift. If you maintain your attention to it longer, then there is a stronger point of activation. In other words, when something really begins to take vibrational hold within you, it is about the 68-second point of attention to a subject, which is nothing at all. It is no time at all. By the time you have maintained your vibrational attention to something for as little as 68 seconds, it has a real foothold on your vibrational patterning. There is much that you give your attention to that you want to maintain active in your vibration, but there is also much that you give your attention to that you do not, and that you would like to deactivate. So meditation, which is quieting the mind, can stop the activation of whatever it is that's going on. And when you do that, your vibration naturally raises. That's what I'm trying to do here, guys, is raise the vibration of the planet. Ali says she's still getting this completely. Oh, that's wonderful. Breed, is it with us? Hello, Breed. How are you there in Ireland? If you have something that has been bothering you for a while, maybe you were born into a family, for example, that was bothered about something, or maybe you joined some groups about it, like some activist groups or something like that. So it's rather active in your vibration. You are not all of a sudden going to deactivate that vibration. It's going to remain active within you until you have replaced it with other vibrations. If someone has something active in their vibration, like something common like money or relationships, for example, there are some subjects, of course, where the activation is so powerful that when you attempt to just not think about it, or when you attempt to change the subject to something else, it is compelling. There is such a thing as thought addiction. It is one of those powerfully activated thoughts that comes up often and easily, and that you keep active by your now soft attention to it. So you have to give it very little. It's a powerfully activated thought because it was strong within you throughout your life, for example, or for many years. And if you think softly even about it, then it'll come up very easily into your vibration. If you really turn your attention away from something, it will be inactive, until eventually there will be no point of attraction whatsoever. But it is relatively easy, even without being aware that you are doing it, to keep something activated by gentle, not even very frequent attention to it. There are some subjects that you beat the drum of so powerfully, that are so active in your vibration, that now it's very easy for you to keep it activated with very little attention to it. Deactivating means filling your mind so full of other things long enough that it's just a dormant vibration, and it would take something rather significant for it to come up again. You can also work your way up the emotional scale on a vibration that you want to clean up, and the way to do it is to begin by soothing yourself with soothing talk around the subject. And the other way, of course, that I would recommend to people to clean up of frayed vibration is doing a focus wheel. And if you don't know how to do that, I teach how to do it on my workshops, but it's also freely available on YouTube. So my name again is Ali O'Shea. My website is www.expansivesoul.wordpress.com. I host online law of attraction workshops on the law of attraction, teaching people how to get into alignment and stay in alignment. There are 4 modules there at the moment. I'm actually creating a new module for my workshops on crystals, so that is well underway. So that will be available to purchase soon as well. I started that a few days ago, so that will be available soon. So I hope that makes sense to everybody. Kimberly says, I'm really getting this. You are really raising the vibration. And Wendy says, wow, this is great. Thank you. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to you. I won't sing the full song. Everybody might leave. I'm going to now just, I'm going to take some notes from the universe on abundance, and I'm going to pull one of, these are just fun cards. I am not a medium. I'm going to pull one card for Wendy, and then I'm going to pull one card for the rest of you because it's Wendy's birthday today. So I'm going to take one out specifically for her. This one is for you, Wendy. Actually, it is not that you want stuff that you don't have, but that you want stuff that you think you don't have. And the best way to change this is to begin thinking that you have it. As in, oh, there's my electric, fully loaded Halbatron Cloud Zapper. Rain, please, the universe. That's for you, Wendy. These are just fun cards. Paul says, definitely does not have thought addiction. Absolutely, you do not. You do not have hearing addiction either. He never listens to me, guys. Never listens to me. I shouldn't have said that out loud, but it's already true. Oops, better do a focus wheel on that. Okay, this is for everybody here and everybody watching the replay. Most people don't stop to think. Sorry, most don't stop to think, but both having money and not having money make fantastic adventures possible that wouldn't otherwise be possible. Same goes for having and not having anything else. Everyone's a winner in time and space, the universe. There you go. Cheryl says, I always feel you at the highest. I always feel at the highest when listening to you. Thanks, Ali. You're so welcome, Cheryl. Thank you so much. That's lovely. Thank you so much. And Kathy says, happy birthday to Wendy. Ali says, me too, Cheryl. And Art is in the house. Hi, Art. How are you? You missed most of this. You have to go back and watch the replay. I was talking about how to clean your vibration from unhealthy thoughts. But I have been on almost an hour now, Art. And Roshini also is with us. So please do go back and watch the replay, guys, if you're interested in learning about that. If not, thank you for popping on anyway. Thank you to everybody. Art says there is no sound on my video. Everyone else can hear me. Can somebody type to Art and tell him that everybody else can hear? You did? Paul? Did you type to him? Jean says, thank you so much. Cindy says, happy birthday, Wendy. And Paul has said, sound is okay, Art, so must be a local issue or maybe on your computer, Art. Happy birthday, Wendy. Have a blessed day, says Jean. Wendy says, love it. Thank you. Paul says, what? Cindy says, lol. Laurie's in the house. Laurie, I'm just finishing up, darling. So please do go back and watch the replay. Hello over there in California. Wendy says, thank you, everybody, for all the birthday wishes. Let's give Wendy some hearts, please, for her birthday one more time. And Linda has just joined. Hello, Linda. Welcome. Good evening. I'm just finishing up. So please do go back and watch the replay. And Ali is telling Art that she can hear. Everybody can hear. Hi, Art. Oh, thank you for all the hearts, guys, for Wendy and her birthday. So, Wendy, have a lovely rest of your day. I sound like somebody who can't pronounce their R's. Have a lovely rest of your day. Everybody have a lovely rest of your day, wherever you are in the world. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate the time you also give up to join me on here and for all your support. Once again, I am Ali O'Shea. My website is www.expansivesoul.wordpress.com. I have been Ali O'Shea. I wish you a good evening from here on the Emerald Isle. Thank you so much for joining. Namaste to you all and good evening.